So could not sleep last night, too excited by the files. Much of the records are of a legal nature, but there are relevant passages. Daniel claimed he knew that he would murder Steiner after seeing it in a vision on his year walk. So was it a vision that we saw? No, no, we had woken up the next day. And he would, sadly, the scribe had not bothered to take it all down, and occasionally just refers to it as rumblings of a madman. Poor boy. There are certain elements that are new to me. Must write them down in detail later on. Need fresh air. Daniel's cabin, Solsorten, is briefly mentioned in the protocol. So this behind here must be Solsorten, the cabin. We'll ask about it and hope it still exists. Oh, I just got shivers. Look at what that is. That's the box. Remember that? I never even looked back at the box again. You know, the person who played this before me and recommended it told me I'd get shivers. And this must have been what they were talking about. So, drove around for hours in the forest today. There are woods to get lost in. Asked for the directions from every local. Most people never heard of the cabin. Was about to give up when I met an old man. His aunt had lived there till the 60s. From then it had three different owners that used it as a summer house until the 80s. The last family that owned the cabin only stayed there one summer. Their 5-year-old son drowned in a brook nearby. Shivers again, shivers again. And after that, they never returned. Nobody has lived there since. The old man's nephew owned the land and asked the old man if I could pay a visit. He did not think there could be anyone that would mind. This must be the cabin now. The cabin is situated deep in the forest. No sign, no road, just a narrow path. That was the place where he started his year walk over 100 years ago. I felt overwhelmed by the thought. Could not enter. It's a lonely place. The only other building I could find in the area was an underground storehouse, which we went through. Guess it might have belonged to the cabin. It was too dark to see anything, but I can't imagine there would be anything of significance in there. I don't know, a lot of symbols, man. On my way back to the car, I found a strange box. What an odd thing to leave in the middle of the forest. Seems to be more or less mint condition. Could not resist taking it. Tonight I need whiskey and lots of it. That's any night for me, to be honest. So October the 1st, went to Vedtorp Church today. Oh, there's a spooky church, isn't it? That is the spooky church. It's a small church, white stone, built in the 12th century. The place where the church stands has been used for worship even earlier than that. According to the priest I met, he showed me around the premises, put a bouquet of flowers on Steiner's grave. Seemed appropriate, so he found Steiner's grave. The almost unlikely somber epitaph read, "In memory of her loving daughter Stina Nielsen, 77 to 94, her cries for mercy could not sway his hand." It's a shame. So this is Stina's gravestone. Depressing. Searched for Daniel's grave, but there was no stone, and according to the priest, there probably never was. The gravestone ES told me about are gone. The priest is not sure where they are, sorry, or when they disappeared. Okay, so yeah, this is Reading Simulator 2015, by the way, but bear with me because I think we're coming to the end. So, weather has been unreasonably bad. Spent the day in the country archive, had trouble concentrating. Tried to locate a photograph of Daniel's fencing, but no luck. The clerk explained that a lot of stuff was lost when the files were moved from the regional archive back in '76. Apparently, there was another murder case in Vedtorp in the early 1890s. Elisa Rasmussen drowned 4 infants. Shivers again! Infants in the creek. She was an angel maker who received foster children from poor unmarried mothers. Elisa promised to find the babies good homes in exchange for a hefty sum of money. This was all a charade. As soon as the mothers had paid what little they owed, she drowned their children in a nearby creek. All files from that trial have been lost. Outrageous! Think I'm done with the archive. Been thinking a lot about that church. So, strange day on October the 3rd. He's been there for a wee while now. The runestone ES talked about is not marked on any map. Talked to the man at the service station. He drew me a rather primitive map. This is the back of the church there. Searched for the stone for a long time, almost gave up. Found it at last, felt compelled to touch it. Had the strangest sensation of looking beyond. Beyond what? The feeling lasted quite some time. Heading home tomorrow. Wish I had more time. The stone is old, might predate Christianity, but I fail to see how it's connected to year walking. Could not resist stopping by the church on my way home, walked around for a bit. It's a pretty church, not remarkable, but there is something about it. Feel that the church and the stone are connected somehow. Ah, shit, look at that. That's the stone with the things around it. This, how it gave us the directions that we needed. Oh, and there's the creepy ass box. You know, I wonder if somebody actually has that box in their house, like the designers or whatever. That would be cool. So, found the box when I unpacked, almost forgotten about it. It seems to have a lock-like construction, but I've yet to understand exactly what it is or how to open it. It reminds me of one of those puzzle boxes. The wheel with the symbols suggest it's opened by entering a password. It must be old. Maybe ES knows something about it. Decided not to tell ES about the box. He might not appreciate that I took it with me. He's always nagging me about ethics. Well, stealing, you know. Odd dreams, look. Look at those. I mean, that's really odd. They're wearing underwear. But anyway, so busy week, classes and meetings. The faculty is really getting in the way of my research. Feeling a bit strange. I've had weird dreams ever since coming back. So there's a raven, and there is the oh, what's it called? You know what I'm saying? The guardian. Dreamt that I was in a vast wasteland. I was searching for the keys to my locker together with Jenny from high school. We laughed and dug in the sand. Suddenly the sky lit up, and Jenny pointed to a simple constellation of stars. She whispered in my ear to never forget it. Never forget it. Okay, that's what they said, don't forget. So what was it, that simple constellation? The simple constellation was, I'm going to write this down. Okay. So, there's one symbol. Read an account of the year walk by a man called, sorry, read an account of the year walk, you can never really tell, called Romedal in an old book I came across in a used bookshop. Romedal's story is a little more than a tall tale told by a drunken oaf. Most of them seem to be. Daniel sticks out. It haunts me. That's Europeans in general, to be honest. I'm one of them, and a drunken oaf is a good constant state. Held a lecture on year walking. Several faculty members attended it. They ridiculed me in front of the students. Bastards. Another strange dream. Was doing my homework, was stressed about the oil lamp and was running out of oil, and when it did, the pale horse outside the window would come inside. That is the exact horse we seen. The lamp burnt out and everything went black. Woke up in a cold sweat. Okay, I don't see any. Maybe that's a symbol. I don't know. Must remember to buy groceries. Fiddle with the box. I've no clue how to open it. Frustrating. What jealous, small-minded, greedy creature the faculty members are, and they will undoubtedly create small-minded jealousy in greedy students, no doubt. Don't feel the need to share any of my research with the faculty anymore. They don't deserve to read something that my hand has written. They would not understand it anyway. He's getting a bit crazy, this guy. I thought of what was inside the box. It's like an itch that can't be scratched. I've searched for references to anything about it, but have found nothing that resembles it at all. Having more strange dreams. Something happened in those woods. Is year walking a mere vision quest? Are the visions brought on by a lack of light and food? ES believes so, not so sure. Well, that can bring you visions, especially if you're sitting in the dark before you do certain things. Dreamt of the rune stone, was in the forest outside Vedtorp. Mrs. Bowman was walking up to me. I was very afraid. She said that I had been a bad boy and broken the rules. Before I could defend myself and tell her that I did not mean to be naughty, she withered into dust. Found myself in front of the rune stone. The Grimm's eyes glowed at me. I woke up. The Grimm, that was what I was talking about. Okay. Find myself thinking of the stone. What does it mean and how is it connected to the year walking? What did people do in those woods? Plenty of symbols there, but I wouldn't know where to pick one out if I needed it. Do not feel like sleeping, drinking coffee, watching TV. If I stayed awake, those dreams will stay away. Could not understand much of my student's presentation today. Must sleep. Someone is watching me all the time. Yeah, he's going a bit nuts now. Got an email reminder to deliver the text for the game. Wrote 7 of 8 pages. Hopefully that's enough. Waiting. Don't know for what. Have a feeling that something is on its way. Oh, received an odd email today. Got over 1,000 of these during the night. The emails seemed to stop when my inbox was full. Don't know what it could mean. Maybe it's a prank by my students. but they seem to be unimaginative, too unimaginative to come up with something like this. Don't think it will end here. That's a symbol. Straight down and round. You got 1,000 of those. Okay, so let's take note of that. That's one of them on the box as well. I recognize it. Okay. Is this some kind of threat? Called the priest, told him of my plight. He said that Vedtorp sometimes had a strange effect on people, but it rarely lasted. Do not think he understands. Was going to ask him about the box, but decided to hang up when he suggested I should see someone. Oh God. If you've got a priest telling you you're going nuts, then you've got a real problem. Woke up last night, heard baby screams from beneath the floorboards, panicked, managed to pry up some floorboards. The screaming stopped. Oh, now he's tearing about his house. Oh, creepy. Okay, the Watchers, the Night Raven, the Huldra, the Brook Horse, and the Church Grim. There might be others, cannot be sure. Uh, can they disguise themselves? Maybe they can read my mind. The Watchers, because they watch. That's what they do, but is it all they do? Symbols? No. Year walk equals system error. Okay, walking works, but it was never meant to. It's against the rules. The universe blinked its eye, and someone crossed all barriers that are known as time and space. The Watchers are watching, but who are watching the Watchers? Yep, he's gone. He is gone. How can you bend time and space? No idea. Got into a heated argument with ES. He is surprisingly scornful of my theories. Must remember that he is an old man and he might not be as open to new ideas any longer. He claims that it is possible to gaze into the future. The future is not set. Nothing happens until it happens. Of course, it's impossible to look upon the future according to logic, but I'm not sure they are playing according to our rules. The Watchers are more than they appear and less. They are real, yet they are unreal. They do not exist in the manner that this table and this chair exist. Symbol, the square. How do I know these things? They are in my thoughts. Am I writing this? I certainly did not draw this, but yet here it is on my notebook. Very well. Watchers or antibodies? The universe, time, and space. I think he's far above what I would understand there. Daniel broke the rules and he was punished. Held another lecture, the last one for a long while, it seems. It's been decided that I need a break, but it matters not. I have more important things to do. I've been an idiot. Someone is playing with me. These shapes, it's the same as on the box. Did someone see me take it? Tried the symbols I have received, but the box remains shut. There must be more coming. Woke up last night, the telephone rang, answered, could not hear anyone, hung up, it rang again, answered, could hear someone speak on the other side, could not make out what was being said, the voice was too far away, hung up, it kept ringing, cut the cord. Oh, shivers, man. Bought whiskey, bought food, people stare, don't want to go out there again, too many know who I am, if you break the rules there will be consequences. This is how I feel on a daily basis. Wish I had not cut the cord to my phone, need to hear a human voice, don't dare to go out though. Oh, well, that's not an obvious symbol. Let's get that written down. So it's just a triangle. There we go. At first, I didn't even notice one of the paintings in my living room had been replaced. It must have happened during the 30 minutes I slept. Cannot let my guard down. Someone was here or something. Will the antibodies come for me? Am I a virus in the eye of the universe? Boarded up the balcony and all the windows. Nothing can come in now, I hope. Shouldn't be possible, but someone was here again. I'm definitely being threatened. There was a knife on my kitchen table. Old, but sharp. I realized that the knife was his. We are connected. His being Daniel's, maybe. I'm not entirely sure. The church is central to this, and yet it is not. Perhaps the church itself is not important, but rather the energy of the place. Perhaps the gate is always there, but it's not a gate. Gates are meant to be open or closed. This is a rift in the fabric of our very existence, of everything, or in the very existence. But why allow it? Why does the universe or God or someone not shut the gate? If we're not meant to do it, why let us? I can hear the heart of the universe beating. What is happening? Feel like a worm under a big foot. I feel the shadow hanging over me, waiting to get crushed. This is creepy. She sings and I follow. She is trying to fool me. That I know. But I must get closer to her because then I get closer to the key that leads to the heart of it all. So I think he's probably gone crazy by now, to be honest. I didn't steal the box because it begged me to take it with me. Yep, I think that's a safe idea. So what have we got here? Master, gatekeeper, henchman, parasite, ferryman, or whatever, man-made angels. Is that temptress? Daniel survived all the Watchers sent by the universe. He was lured by the Temptress, brought the innocents to the Pale Horse, unearthed the parasite, and finally faced the master of them all. That's what we did. But yet he was destroyed. Could it have gone the other way? Was he doomed from the start? Am I doomed? Is the future set, or can it be altered? Must help him. It's the right thing to do. There is a bond between us. Might have figured it out. 5 Watchers, 5 symbols, which means there is more coming. We've only got 4. So tired, can't seem to hold my thoughts for any period of time. Should probably eat more often, but I must resist. It's important that I come prepared. The heart beats stronger, but I will break it and see beyond everything. Okay, creepy. In the end, it was the nature of man that got Daniel. Must free myself of all desires. That's how they get you. Can love really be a weakness, or is it strength? And the poor girl, is it just seems unfair. Is there anything I can do? If the future can be altered, why not the past? So what, he's going to try and change what happened to Daniel in the 1800s now? Okay. Am I playing the part of the fool in the cosmic play? And if so, to what purpose? Disconnected the microwave oven just in case. Okay, disconnected the microwave. Okay. Feeling absolute terror at the possibility that there is no purpose, no rhyme, no reason to any of it. Why me? The only way uh, I can help is if I break the rules. It will come at a price, but what do I care if I can rise above it all? Okay, more of his ramblings. Saw her lifeless body. She is beautiful even in death. Have been crying ever since. It's also needless, so cruel. Ready for anything, don't care anymore. Oh, it's finally here. The last one. Woke up with this on my palm. Um, Let me just write that down. I'm running out of space on the little bit of paper I chose. Okay. Tried to wash it off. It's a tattoo. He tattooed himself, or got tattooed, really. Tested all types of combination, but could not figure out how to do in my sleep. I will open that box tomorrow. Of course, so simple. Rotated the wheel and released the symbol. Aligns with the grim in the order it was delivered to me. But why was it empty? I thought it was Daniel all along. I thought he was here, but it cannot have been. He who sent me the password. It doesn't make sense. Hmm. If the box was empty, it means it must be filled. I still don't understand who sent the symbols. If it was not the boy, then it must have been the Watchers. But why? Are they toying with us, helping us in some perverse, twisted way? From the get-go, he was doomed. They got him at the very thought of year walking, but I think the girl can be saved. I put everything he needs in the box and locked it. I will leave it where I found it, where all of this started. If my mind is set on this, does it mean that I am also doomed? The rift is open, it wants me to go through. That's the best day. Pack my things, I wonder if I will come back. That's the church again, isn't it? There's the mill, the house. So sorting, it's cold here. Wish I could light a fire, but I must do it right. Surprised how calm I feel. Only hours remain. It's midnight. He's going to year walk. It's midnight. That's where it ends. Oh, the box. Are we him now, or are we Daniel? Well, I assume that we're Daniel if we're going back. There's the box. I assume that we're Daniel if we're going back in time, or if we're getting something for Daniel. So it would be this one, this one, the square, wherever that is. Not that one, that one. The triangle, which would be here. And then that. Oh shit, we got it. So he was executed. Daniel Svensson was executed at the Christian prison. He was found guilty for the heinous murder of young Stina Nilsson last year. The death sentence has been criticised by the highly renowned Dr. Helmer Lundbach, who stated that Daniel was suffering from an abnormal psyche. He seems to have problems discerning past from present and has visions of terrible creatures, something not uncommon among schizophrenics. Daniel cannot be held accountable for his actions and should be given treatment at an institution for the criminally insane. The execution was performed by Gustav Dahlberg. This was his fourth execution. Last year he was to perform the execution of the notorious Lisa Rasmussen, who was charged with the murder of 4 infants in Vedtorp, but he took her own life before the sentence could be carried out. Security has been improved greatly since, so she killed herself. That's horrible. Daniel Svensson was composed during the whole process, beside the slightly shaking hand so common among the criminal type. You could not tell Daniel from any other young men. He sobbed loudly once he laid his head down low, but quickly regained his composure. A quick prayer and a swift, powerful stroke, and it was over. According to the attending priest, Granith, Daniel's last words were, "I should have killed myself, then none of this would have happened. You are long dead when I write this, and I have not yet been born. Yet we have a connection beyond life, death, space, and time, the impossible made possible by year walking. But the Watchers always win. Even though you've not passed through the rift yet, they sense the urge and they want their sacrifice. I wish there could be another way. I am sorry, but for her, there is still hope. You can save her. You know what you must do." DS. Daniel Svensson. And that is the end. Okay, so well, I assume that he kills himself? Well, I think the idea is that you're to make your own assumptions on that one. I will double check. I will be reading all the theories online after this, as should you. Or simply buy the game. You might find something that I've missed. I don't know. This has been quite long. I did record this all in one. This last part, so I probably will cut it into 2. So if you're watching this now and it's part 4 or whatever it would be, then yep, this would be the second part. Thanks a lot for watching, guys, and thanks for joining me for this mindfuck of a game. Okay, see you later.